Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I've got some vintage Easter and spring DIYs to share with you that I think you're really going to enjoy. If you do decorate with the vintage look, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. Be sure and give me a thumbs up because it really does help my channel. And thank y'all so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Right, Maxwell? Okay, for this first one, I'm just using a large tomato can. It measures 12.5 inches in diameter. And then for the top part, I'm using a plastic cup I got at Dollar Tree. Just make sure it fits snugly on top of there. Then for the very top, I'm using a 4-inch little plaque that I got at Hobby Lobby. And I'm also going to use a mason jar lid for this as well. Okay, I'm going to start by putting some E6000 glue on the ledge of my little plastic cup, and I'm going to use some hot glue around the rim of the can and attach the two together. That way the hot glue will attach it while the E6000 glue dries. And just kind of line it up on there, just kind of make sure it is straight. And take the time to clean any excess glue around the edge. So I'm going to attach the mason jar lid to this one with some hot glue and some E6000 glue, and I'm just coming inside the edge of the inside of this. And then put a little bit of hot glue on there and just make sure that you do get this lined up good. Just make sure that it is straight because you are going to want to put the wood part on there and you want it to be flat on top. You're going to glue your wood round right onto the top part. And just make sure that it is straight. Next, I'm going to use some Waverly Plaster chalk paint, and I'm going to mix a little bit of water with this just to kind of thin it down a little bit because it was a little bit on the thick side. After it's completely dried, I'm just going to paint the entire thing with that chalk paint, and that's a plaster color, and I'm going to paint probably 3 coats to get this completely sealed in good. And if you have an embossing gun, it really does help speed up the drying process. And it really didn't take that long to paint this. Next, you're going to measure the diameter of your can and then the length from the lip of that cup all the way down to the bottom. So I'm just going to cut a piece of scrapbook paper to go around the can. Now I am going to have to cut another little piece for the insert because my can was wider around than 12 inches. So I'm just cutting another piece off the same length as that, and so I can insert that together to go all the way around the can. And I'm going to paint this with that same plaster colored paint. And I'm just using 1 coat on this. It's just a little bit too white, and I just wanted it to be the same color. And I'm coming in with a brayer just to kind of really smooth out that paint. This made it a lot easier to paint if you do use a little brayer on this because it does make the paint flat. I'm going to do the same thing with the smaller piece. Next, I'm going to use a crimping tool and I'm going to crimp both of my pieces. And I'm doing it on the short side. Just kind of line it up good because you will see if you don't get it lined up, it'll be at a diagonal. So make sure you do get it straight. And I'm going to do the small piece to go with it as well. I'm going to cut a 1/2 inch piece to go around the very top edge. And you'll have to cut a second piece on that too because it's not going to be long enough. You're going to glue your short piece to your long piece, and this will get it to where it goes all the way around the can. Just glue it as close to the edge as you can so it does blend in there. Okay, next you want to just line up one side, make sure it's straight, and then go ahead and glue around the top and the bottom and pull this on around. Just get it glued in good and go ahead and push the top and the bottom down. You're going to have some little ruffles up at the top part because we are going to cover that up, so you do want to flatten those out a little bit. And then just glue that flap on down. Next, you're going to take 2 strips that are about a 1/2 inch wide and you're going to glue these together. That way it'll give you enough to go all the way around the 12.5 inches. And then you're going to paint it with that same plaster color paint. And you're going to flatten out the very top. So push it where it's flat up against the little can because we are going to want to cover that up and we want to make sure that it is flat. So spend a little bit of time kind of flattening out that area on top. So we're going to take our band, we're going to center it right in the center, put a bead of glue right there, and then we're going to glue this all the way around to the back where the seams meet. And just kind of pull it as you're going around because you do want it to be pretty flat. Just press it. I'm going to use some burnt umber paint and a chip brush, and I'm going to dab it into the paint, brush off most of the paint, and then I'm going to start brushing my can. Now you can put as much or as little as you want. I'm going to kind of go fast through this so you can kind of see how much I did add. And on the top part of the can, I'm using horizontal strokes on this, and then on the regular can, the bottom part, I'm doing vertical strokes. So add however much you want. I mean, you can start light and then add more, but you can't take it off once you get started, especially with the paper. Okay, for the handles, I just cut 2 pieces of faux leather that measure 3 inches by 1/2 inch, and I'm just gluing them on just like this, just to give it a little bit of a strap on the side for a handle. And I'm putting 1 on each side. Just kind of get them lined up first with the first piece of glue, and then match them up on both sides as far as they come out. I'm just going to take a little sanding pad and kind of rough them up a little bit. Okay, next I got these little black brads from Amazon. I'll give you the link for them, and I'm just cutting the tab off the bottom of them, and then I'm going to flatten them out and glue them on each side of my strap. And I'm going to do that to both of my straps. Just makes it look like they've been put on with brads, not just glued on. And I'm going to brush them just a little bit on there with some metallic bronze paint. Okay, next I got these little wooden bunnies on Amazon, and I'm just going to stain them with some wood stain, and I'm going to stain the front, the back, the bottom, all of it. And then I'm coming in with a little bit of black chalk paint, and I'm just going to kind of distress the edges of it a little bit. And then I decided to come in with a paintbrush. It made it a little bit easier to do, and it made it look a little bit better. Okay, next I'm just going to attach a felt ball right to the center because this is going to be just a back view of him. And then I'm going to take some glue dots to attach it to the top so I can remove it after Easter and use this just for a regular piece of decor. I'm just cutting 1 in half. This is like a 3D glue dot. I'm going to put 1 on each side of the rabbit, and I'm just going to stick it right on top. Then you can remove this easily and can use your vintage milk can later. Just push it down there. Look how cute that is. All right, let me know what you think in the comments. This next one, I'm going to use some 1/2 inch wooden beads, and then I'm using this plaque I got at Hobby Lobby that measures 6.5 inches. And I'm just going to take all my beads on the side that's the raised side, and I'm just going to glue them all the way around. Now you can space them out a little bit if you want to. When I got to the end, then that's when I started figuring out I needed to do just a little bit of spacing to get them put on. But you can put them right next to each other right here, and then when you get to the end, if you just space out about 4 of them a little bit farther so that they do fit in there real well, you'll never even notice that you did it. But right here, I tried my last 2, and then I'm just going to kind of space those out just a hair. Next, I got this piece of veneer. It measures 3/4 of an inch, and I'm going to cut it down to 1/2 inch. Cuts real easily. It's just a wood veneer. And I'll give you the link for this. I got it on Amazon. Okay, next I'm just going to curve this around and put it inside right up next to my beads. I'm going to mark it with a pencil, and then I'm going to use wood glue to glue this together. And I am going to clamp it. What this does, it'll make your little tray, you won't be able to see through the beads. It just kind of gives it a barrier so it has a finished look on the inside. To attach that, I'm going to take some wood glue, and I'm just going to put it on the inside of all of my beads. Now, I would highly recommend going ahead and painting your stand first, because it was a little bit hard to get the paint on after I did do this step. So I would paint it first. But you're going to put a little bit of glue on each one of the little beads, and then when you put that in there, it'll all hold together. And then I am going to put a little bit of hot glue in here too, just to hold it together until it dries good. Next, I got this little candlestick holder from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to paint the base and the top both with this French linen chalk paint. And it took about 3 coats to paint the candlestick holder and about 2 coats to paint the wooden part. But you want to paint the top, the bottom, all of that. I'm going to use some of that same stain I used in the previous project. I'm just pouring it into a cup. I'm using a chip brush. Dip it into the paint and then brush it off. And then just start distressing it however much you want to distress it. If you get too much on here, this is a water-based stain. You can spritz it with some water to soften it up or wipe it off. And I'm going to speed this up, but I just want you to see how much I did put on here on both the bottom and the top. I did put quite a bit on this one. To attach these, I'm going to use some E6000 glue and hot glue. I'm just putting it right around the edge. And then once you get the glue on there, just turn your base upside down and attach that to it. And let that dry. Next, I got this little bowl from Dollar Tree, and I'm painting it with some white chalk paint mixed with a little bit of that French linen chalk paint. And I'm going to paint the outside and the inside both. And this probably just took 2 coats. It went on pretty quick and easy. And then I came in with a sponge, and I'm sponging on some of the French linen. Now you could skip this step, but I wanted to show it to you because I did cover it up as well. Next, I'm coming in with some of the Waverly Antique Wax. And I'm going to use that same sponge, and I'm just going to start sponging this on here. Now, I am going to put quite a bit of this, especially on the raised areas. It looks really good. Just kind of rub it onto the raised areas itself. And then I did put it pretty heavily on there, and I am going to spritz it a little bit to soften it up, and then I'm going back in there and put some more on here. This just really did give this little bowl a very aged look. And I'm doing the inside as well. And then spritzing it kind of evened it out a little bit. And then I'm going to apply the antique wax a lot heavier on this time. Okay, and you can see that I put quite a bit on here. Okay, next I got this moss from Hobby Lobby, and I'm just going to roll it up and put it inside my bowl. And then I got some little vintage looking eggs from Michael's to put into the center of this. And then I'm just going to place this on my stand for a vintage Easter look. For this next one, I'm going to take an easel that I got at Michael's, and then I'm taking some Driftwood slices that I got at Dollar Tree. You can get them from Amazon as well. And I'm just taking some of that same stain I used a minute ago, and I'm going to stain each piece of these. Now, I started off just by doing the sides, but go ahead and stain the entire thing because I did go back and do that. But you want to get the top and the sides really good. You don't have to do the back, but just go ahead and get all the sides done good because you will see those. And then go ahead and stain the faces of them. Those are dried. I'm just going to take some orange paint. And I started to use a brayer because I was trying not to get paint on the edges. But it wasn't laying down good, so I did have to use a paintbrush. And just kind of paint it, you know, from the center outward. And you'll keep from getting the sides painted as well. And it took about 3 coats of paint to get these completely painted. While those are drying, I'm going to stain my easel using that same stain. And I'm going to stain the back too. Even though it is just a particle board on the back, I did paint some stain on there too, just to kind of blend it together. And I'm just doing the black solid, and then on the front, I'm going to distress it a little bit. Distressing it just like I did before with the paper towel and the chip brush, kind of lightly brushing it on here. And I did put quite a bit on here. Okay, next we're going to arrange our pieces into a carrot shape. We're going to start at the bottom, put one in the center, and then we're going to start building upward and outwardly. So just hot glue that on there, and then you can put the next two kind of like that at a diagonal. And then we're going to put another one over the top of that. And we're going to continue to go up until we have our complete carrot made. And I'm going to lay mine out a little bit right here at the top just so I can make sure I get it exactly where I want it before I glue it. And that's how that's going to look. So you can start in the center with this one and then put one on each side and then put the two over the top. And you could use wood glue on these if you want to. I think hot glue is plenty enough for this project. Okay, next I got this greenery at Hobby Lobby, and I'm going to just put it at the top just to make it look like a carrot, the greenery on a carrot. So I'm just peeling it apart. I'm going to use all of this one, and then I'm going to use a couple off of another one. But you get a big bundle of these at Hobby Lobby. So I'm just going to put them up here just to see how I want them to do it, and then I'm going to grab them all together and glue them at one time. So once you get them where you want them, then just pick the whole bundle up and then put hot glue down on the bottom and glue it in. And then you don't have to add any more if you don't want to, but I did want it to be a little bit fuller, so I did add a couple extra pieces. I just wanted it to be a little bit fuller, so I did add just a few extras. But actually right there, that would probably have been enough right there. Next, I'm going to make a bow out of some burlap ribbon. And I'm just going to cut a little V down both sides. Just kind of go into the center first and then cut into your V so that you have it even. And I'm doing the same thing on the opposite side, and I am going to match them up so that they do match. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of gather it up like this. I'm going to put a little bit of glue onto the back to hold it together. And then I'm going to do the same thing for the front. I'm going to put a little bit on the front as well. I'm going to use an orange and white polka dotted ribbon to go on top so I can double up on this, and I'm going to crimp it the same way. I'm going to cut the little V on both ends just like I did the first one. And then I'm going to crimp it up together too, and then I will glue those together onto the carrot. Okay, and I'm going to start by just gluing my burlap ribbon down first. Let that dry. And we're going to attach our second one exactly the same way. And then to finish off, I'm just going to attach a little button right in the center. Okay, and then I decided to go back and distress the little carrot a little bit with the same stain, just with a chip brush, kind of lightly brushing it on. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the video today. I hope it gave you some inspiration. I have a lot of spring and Easter coming here real soon. If you like these kind of videos, be sure and give me a like, subscribe, and ring that bell to be notified when I have a new video upload. Thank y'all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And if nobody's told you today, you're awesome. See you next time. Thanks for watching.